Well, damn, this is as good time as any. Just watching the old coronavirus real-time counter, and I see news Mariah Carey, Billie Eilish just came past. Mariah Carey, Billie Eilish to do some coronavirus TV special, and I don't know, it clicked me, it set something off. This must be the time I have to do this lecture, or this talk, whatever you want to call this. So here we are. What is the date? Let me check. 25th. Okay. So this video, I don't know, I just came up with the idea about a week and a half ago, sometime in March anyway, 2020. This video is going to be called The Human Genome, or Humanity, or something like that. I think I'm going to go with The Human Genome Has Peaked. Yeah. I think I'm going to go with that. That feels, well, that was the original title, and I keep trying to see if I should spin it off some other way. You know, I lament for a while, and, you know, I mull over my videos sometimes, the title. I haven't really thought about what I'm going to say. This video could possibly be better if I, made a little, narcissistic, pedantic fucking list of points and do it that way, but I thought, no, fuck that, let's do this just on the natch. Right? I don't know, I might do a number 2, I think, where we do, I don't know, more a scientific version of this. I just feel that I should be dragging in some science, and I really wish I had my laptop again, because I really feel I could make it full of examples. I think you all know that by now, though. So I feel that I can do the lecture off the top of my head, because I'm pretty sure I've proved that, I'm capable of, pulling in good information from science and all of that. But I don't think we really need that, actually. Yeah, it could make it more entertaining, and I don't know. But let's just keep it on this level. Philosophy, right? Because, well, the channel name is Philosopher's Stone Tube, after all, so may as well. Can always do a number 2, anyway. Alright, so I guess I'm just going to go with the human genome has peaked. As you know, I'm an end times philosopher. I always talk about how it's the end of individual cultural human history, and basically human history in general. Do you not notice the robots appearing or something? They're everywhere. Don't worry, next decade you'll definitely see the robots everywhere. And they'll become more affordable, so you'll definitely see them taking your jobs and so on. So, I mean, if you don't see it now, that's okay, because the likes can come on this video in 10 years from now. That's cool. I'll just wait. But I'm pretty sure you guys are not completely numb, and you can see that the robots are, manifesting, for lack of a better word. I think it is the correct word. They are literally manifesting, right? They're going through the motions of becoming more prevalent, more intelligent, more pervasive, etc., right? So they are literally manifesting and physically appearing next to you. The Roomba robot is sucking up the crap, dust and shit around your home and on the floor, right? Anyway, that was the first way I knew the robots, that was my first sign. I just want to tell that to you guys, that when the Roomba robot, the little round vacuum cleaning robot that is self-automated, bounces off the walls and all that, that little guy, when it appeared on the TV ad or wherever I saw it, I don't know where I saw this, probably on YouTube, but wherever I saw this, when I first saw the Roomba robot, I was like, oh, okay, it's time, they're here. I don't know why it was the one, but I don't know. This is just how it happened to me. It was the one that gave me the I think it was the automation and the fact that it was like going to be, popular enough to be in many homes, quite pervasive. That's when it clicked for me. Okay, it's time. They're here. Which means, get your papers in order, right? Get your thoughts in order, get everything in order. It's time, it's here. So when that Roomba robot, came, I thought, oh, okay, they're in your house now. They're here. They're definitely here. Oh my God. Right. So that's how it happened for me. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so, the robots are here. It's clearly, they're a simulacrum, which means a higher copy of, and it just means, a higher copy of the previous ontos or ontological layer. Now, ontology is, the study of like sort of epistemological edge of creation mixed with how things relate with each other. It's kind of hard to explain. I know the official definition for ontology is one of them anyway. See, there's multiple definitions of things, guys. So it's hard to, speak one definition because someone else will say, oh no, that's not correct, Ben. There's multiple definitions. Essentially, an ontos is like an epistemological edge layer. It's where we're up to, how the universe relates to itself, how the universe is currently operating. You might think of it, I guess, as the current operating system. Now that's a non-official definition. I just made that up then, but it's very much correct. I just realized it's like, how you update Windows 10 to Windows 12, It's like an operating system, basically. The current ontological layer is what you say. And you hear people say, it's a new ontos now. What they mean is, there's a new reality is just, changed, morphed into a new layer. And it's a relational layer. I don't want to get into database and get all boring. But hey, we are in a mechanical machine here, so it would be relevant, but I'll leave it out for now. Anyway, so, because you could also go into like how it's a database structure. Anyway, so, the robots are here. It's clearly the end of human individual cultural history. That's the correct way to say it, because we came from tribes in little forests, right? We all had little individual tribes. I mean, you guys as humans or the humans, I mean, I see myself as something different now. I'm going to start explaining this idea of cosmic ecstaticus. And I got that phrase from Walter Russell and The Secret of Light Reading, and I think he's correct. It's the exact same thing as Terence McKenna, the Time Wave Zero guy, is saying when he says, I think shamans are a different new kind of human, he says. And I think they're both talking about the same thing, and I think just Walter Russell managed to put a label or a moniker on it, and that moniker or title is Cosmic Ecstaticus. Homo, Cosmic Ecstaticus. So hominidae, Cosmic Ecstaticus versus Homo Sapiens. That's why a while ago I made a video, Homo Sapiens children's are unsustainable, because the Homo Sapien ontological layer has been surpassed by the Tao, right? The Tao is the flow, right? The intellectual flow of the universe, from Taoism, which I really don't see as a religion. And no, I'm not part of any religion. I'm not a Taoist. I just pick philosophies. I'm a reality picker. I pick, the stone. Terence knew about this. I seek the philosopher's stone, and its pieces are laying strewn everywhere, in all cultures, all creeds, all races, all belief systems. You can find little pieces of the philosopher's stone. Anyway, we'll do a video on that one day. That'll be gangbusters. Anyway, so, we came from tribes to cultures to, the ocean of humanity, I call it. And it is ocean. now, right? We're all mixed, right? There's blonde people in relationship and intercourse with black people, and it's the fair skin with the dark skin, and we're all completely mixing. They say that the future human, this is not my idea, but I mean it makes sense, I guess, is like a half melanated brown haired human. And actually, like, my genes are recessive. When I have the blonde hair genealogy is recessive. So I'm almost extinct, like, in this body form. I mean, not me, because I'm not this body, but you know what I mean. So anyway, we've come from individual tribes to, cultures, to now the ocean of humanity. I remember this dickhead in my Bachelor of Business. He didn't realize what I meant when I said, this is, at the global financial crisis in 2008, the GFC, global financial crisis, I said this is the first unifying downtrend. And, we're in business class and he had to have a debate. And he didn't get it because he was an organic portal and he was seeing on such a low level of things and stuck in the economy books and all this shit. He just couldn't get it. And I said, no, this is the first unifying. And they literally called it the global financial crisis. How could he not see it? What a fucking fool. And I said to him, this is the first unifying global recession. He said, no, what about the Great Depression and blah, blah, blah. He just didn't get it anyway. So now during coronavirus, if we go into global depression, which I suspect is going to happen, this is the first true global depression. I talked about that in another video. You should be watching all my videos because they all connect. So just because a video has low views, because I pumped out 3 or 4 videos in one day and people just couldn't watch all the videos, doesn't mean it's an erroneous video. It means that not everyone could watch it. It also does not mean that the information is old or stale or anything. It just means people were not able to watch it. So stop being illogical with my videos. Go view them all. Just because it has low views doesn't mean it's erroneous, doesn't mean I didn't say anything good. I think what people are doing there is thinking, because it doesn't have a lot of views means people didn't share the video, means it wasn't a good video. But you're incorrect. It just means that people just literally didn't have the time to keep up with my posting. People cannot watch my videos as fast as I can make them. I could literally post 10 videos per day and you guys couldn't watch them because you're all busy on the rat wheel. Yep, go to work tomorrow. They've got you energetically tied up. You guys, none of you are doing great work. Barely any of you, I'll bet, are doing magnus opus. What corpus are you leaving beyond your corpse? Comment below. Ben, I've written this book. Okay, well then, okay, you are. But most of you, I'll bet you're not. Because you're all tied up energetically because the matrix, or, on the lower level, because the matrix is a, higher mind control system. On the lower level, in the society level, you guys are all tied up energetically. They keep the rent perfect to the minimum wage and, etc. like that. Inflation is just perfect to fuck you up in the ass every day, just perfectly. Right? Do you guys see that? That they orchestrate society perfectly to keep you energetically sort of suppressed? Anyway. So it's the end of individual cultural human history. Let's get back to the main gist of the lecture. The human genome has peaked. Now, this is where I needed the science part, the statistics in this next phrase and sentence. When you copy something a certain amount of times, inevitably at some point, the copy goes awry. Something goes wrong. It doesn't copy perfectly. It retards. Yeah, it's a word that you can use that's apt and appropriate. Do you know what retards means? Maybe you need to go look up the definition. I've already covered this and I'm going to be using the word retard, retarded, and retarded people for the rest of this channel. So you better get off the channel if you don't like it. Because it's apt. It's a descriptor. I'm not just being mean. It's a descriptor in code. It is code. It is English word. It's even Oxford Dictionary Queen's English. So fuck you and fuck off. Anyway, so, at some point when you copy something a certain amount of times, it retards. This is what I'm saying is now happening. Now, listen very carefully to the next part that you've never heard. Because you've heard that, maybe you've heard someone say that, I don't know. You probably, I know this idea is out there that, if you this is an obvious idea, right? It's got to be out there. That if you copy something a certain amount of times, eventually the copy degrades. Another word for that is retards, right? The copy degrades and retards. That's what I'm saying is now happening to the human genome. Transhumanism is not just an elite agenda, it's the universe's agenda, okay? And that doesn't mean that spirit is dead. It means that is the next experience for spirit to have. Yeah, that one should blow your mind. It should. I hope it does. So, the next is the next, and it's always fear of the unknown. And there's always a larger surface area of ignorance than there is, the center of the sphere of understanding, which is always expanding. Remember that Dennis McKenna quote? I love that quote. Terence McKenna's brother. I've brought that up in several videos, like 10 times, I think, by now. Dennis McKenna's quote, have you ever noticed, no, how does it go? Yeah, have you ever noticed as the sphere of understanding is expanding, the surface area of ignorance necessarily grows larger? Well, that's the dynamic. Best quote, such a good quote. I'll never forget that one. And, it's apt here as well in what we're saying about the expansion of the human population, right? No wonder antinatalism, not having kids, has become such a big trend amongst negative soul humans. Now it's even to the point that me, a positive soul human vector, is discussing it. So it's definitely relevant if I'm discussing it. And here's how it's relevant. Like in the way we're just saying, if you make too many copies, it retards and degrades, right? The human genome is what we're discussing, obviously. The helix. And also in the nature of the NPC overlap, I might call it, or the abundance of NPCs being created now. That people that are now being created are finding it harder and harder to have novel thought. And I'm about to talk about that when I talk about the Tao surpassing Homo Sapient in a few minutes. So I find that the more people we have, the more there is a pressure or a peer pressure to conform. Would you not agree? Yes, you would, because it's very obvious. The more peers there are to say the same thing to you, the more that is a pressure. So the more NPCs you have, the more peer pressure you have to be mediocre, not even worry about great work. That's why most of you are not even worried about great work. But really, if you want to be spiritual, you should wake up and realize that is your only purpose here. Your only purpose. If you're really spiritual, it's your only purpose. Focus, pocus, magnus opus. Great work, right? That's your only purpose here. By the way, that directly leads to the realization that you are here to teach organic portals. They're not doing great work. They're spiritless. I hope I just gave you the biggest piece of your life, my friend. I hope you now realize what you're here to do, because there is nothing else at the end of the day. What are you going to go around and around and around in circles. You're going to pick up chicks in your car, are you? How many years can you do that? Only the unconscious men can do that. It's a cycle. Anyway, so you'll figure out one day that you're here to do great work. When you do, you're going to have to listen to like many of, I'm not going to say all, but many of my videos, because there's very few people discussing this. Have you also noticed how few people are discussing novelty? Now that takes me into the next segment. What a segue. God, he's a philosopher. Can someone press the like button to give me a dopamine hit, bro? Anyway, so, I've found lately that less and less people are capable of novel thought. And click of the finger, the epiphany came to me, I don't know how long ago, I think in January 2020, so 2 months ago, I think, I had the epiphany. That was actually a good month for epiphanies. I had all of 2020, come to me in that month. That always happens anyway at the start of every year, because I feel the whole year out in a basic compressed file format. Anyway, it said a shaman sees the end. So I see the whole year in a compressed format at the start of every year. And actually, at the end of 2019, you get like this mishmash. Anyway, at the end of and start of a year, okay, let's not detract from the point I'm trying to make. The realization was that I realized that people, like, I just was looking around at how many people were just repeating and echoing, not being a voice, being an echo of what's already said. And, it's hard not to, because it's easy and, it helps you fill the gaps in your own knowledge, right? Taking on other people's thoughts and knowledge, right? This is horizontal information assimilation. And that's fine. We've got to do it in some respect, but ultimately the spiritual state is vertical, not horizontal information assimilation. I've talked about this before in my video 2 years ago, which none of you have watched because I had bugger all subscribers back then. But the video was called The Official Definition of... no, hold on. Shit, I just lost myself there. Hold on. The official definition of... Oh yeah. The official definition of spirituality, which is to be vertical in your own light column. And like I just mentioned, horizontal information assimilation or vertical or vision, right? When you have a vision with telepathic and telephonic and blah, 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 thought and telepathy and all that. So when you have a vision and so you see something, you also seem to get, did you notice a passing, P-A-R-S-E, a passing of the code, not only the vision, a visual image, but you get like a telepathic stream of language, right? And that you can, if you're good, translate into little monkey English. Anyway, so yeah, that's the official definition of spiritual, to be vertical in your own light column, to have vision. These spiritless humans, the organic portals, the soulless spiritless humans, they don't have vision. Now, I'm furthering, this is furthermore, moreover, this point right now. What I'm saying is, and this was my realization 2 months ago in January 2020, it appears to me that almost nobody is capable of novel, true novel thought anymore. And then I realized, well, how could that be? And then I realized, the word ontology, ontos, and moving to new ontoses. And I thought, yeah, but what moves there? Spirit, obviously, and, the Tao, right? The informational flow of the universe is what the Tao is. And that's when I realized that this is the whole epiphany right here. The Tao has surpassed the Homo Sapien field. Only Homo cosmic ecstaticus is now capable of novel thought. So if you, out there listening, you have a true, and make sure you're accurate, if you have a true novel thought, if it's new, like I just told you, that is new. No one has ever said that before, ever. Because it's only just now, it's new now. It wasn't applicable 2 years ago. It wasn't applicable 10 years ago. It's applicable only now, and I seem to have caught this. Yeah, lucky me. But I'll be hated by many, don't worry. But this is the idea that this is a true novel thought, that the Tao has surpassed the Homo sapien field. Nobody's ever said that. It's because that's a novel thought. And, most people might not even agree because they're not even capable to see that. They're not even, so you're going to have to really meditate on that to even be able to click the like button, I guess, which is unfortunate for me. But oh well, here it is. It's the great work, and this is how it's done. I have to be patient. In 100 years, people will realize what I just said. Unlucky for me, but anyway. So yeah, that was the epiphany, that novel thought, or the Tao, has surpassed the Homo sapien field altogether. The organic portal, previous layer of reality existence, was the previous hominid. You realize we've been through many iterations. There was Homo, Arthropicalus, or whatever his name was, Cro-Magnon man, Neanderthal, then Homo sapien, and now what I'm saying is Homo cosmic ecstaticus is the next and the current, where the Tao, or the current, or the flow of the universe is up to. So what I'm saying is the human, and by what we, the human genome has peaked, what I mean is, clearly the organic portal Homo sapien gene pool has peaked. Yeah, that's what I think I'll call the video, right? The Homo sapien gene pool has peaked. But, this is basically, I've said this from the start, that the organic portals are like a previous platform of creation. This is the same idea. So there it is, my friends. That's the lecture. Enjoy. Please press the like button so I can make more of these videos. It encourages me. Yeah, I do enjoy the dopamine hit that the little like button. Oh, they love me. They love me. They really love me. But, it's moreover, you press the like button to get this video out to other people. Actually, I do not get any money from you pressing the like button. That's not how YouTube works. All that happens is when you press the like button is it gets out to more people. It hits the algorithms better, so the video gets shown to other people. And I think this is important information. If you do too, you should most likely be pressing the like button. Do it.